One gauge of economic activity is a simple wall socket. An economy that's humming along is powered by electricity, and much of that power still comes from coal.
Coal markets are heavily reliant on electricity demand, which is a surrogate for GDP. And then for our metallurgical coal, it's steel production.
Do you keep one eye on the price of natural gas? In other words, Greg, how high do gas prices have to go for you to see a turnaround in your thermal coal business for electricity production?
Our biggest platform is in the Powder River Basin in the western U.S. That price point's about $2.50 gas, which we're above now. You move to the Illinois Basin and it's about $3.25 to $3.50 gas. And then, of course, once you get to the East Coast, that gas competitive price is around $4.50. Now, internationally, there is no competition with gas because it's priced so high that coal is the competitive fuel everywhere in the world.
Yeah. What about those international customers for American coal? What are you experiencing there?
Well, internationally, it's a different story. You look at China, you look at India, you look at the rest of the globe, 85% of the growth in coal is going to come from those two countries, China and India. Coal has been the fastest growing fuel over the last 10 years. It's projected to be the fastest growing over the next 10 years by the IEA. In fact, by 2035, it should surpass all forms of energy. Those are statistics people don't recognize or hear often enough in terms of the growing long-term demand for coal.
The world's largest reserves of coal are right here in the United States, but our own tepid economy, as well as the slowing economies in Europe and China, have really hurt demand, bringing down coal prices and down profits for the miners, as they also face new environmental regulations. We spoke this week with Hal Quinn, CEO of the National Mining Association, and began by asking him, where are the opportunities for U.S. coal?
The need is just extraordinary, both in terms of thermal coal for electricity. It's been the fastest growing fuel for the last decade and will continue to be. And then for building out the urban centers. We're going through a hyper-urbanization stage globally, and so you need steel, and steel requires iron ore, which requires metallurgical coal.
But talk to us, Hal, about the infrastructure that's necessary in the United States to get American coal overseas to feed those emerging markets.
Well, it's in place in both the East Coast and on the Gulf Coast, and we're trying to, there are a number of proposals to build out that infrastructure on the West Coast, which will be opening up the Asian markets to our Western coal, particularly up in the Powder River Basin. Asia and other countries increase their demand. That also opens up opportunities in our traditional markets, seaboard markets such as in Europe. Our biggest concern are public policies that don't allow us to compete. And we are starting to see some, what we believe are really bad public policies that are going to carry bad consequences for American business and American consumers.